Morning, folks. In this video here, we're going to go through page 31 to 40, all the examples. So then you guys will be able to handle factorization like a pro. So first question and first example, we have x squared plus 2a plus b bracket x plus 2ab. So notice that every single factorization we're doing at this specific page, we're doing something like this. Right? So this is our standard form for our polynomial, our quadratic equation. We have our a, which is our second degree coefficient. We have b, our first degree coefficient, and then also our c as a constant. So when you look at such operation, right, an equation, we have x squared plus 2a plus b bracket x plus 2ab, then we know that this is our so-called b. And this one is our a, and this one is our c. So our goal is we wanted to split the a and we want to split the c so that the combination of them will make b. Simple as that. So let's try if we are able to do that. For x squared plus 2a plus bx plus 2ab, for our a is 1, right? So we would have 1 times 1. Notice that you always wanted to use it as a cross multiplication method. In this case, this is actually what we learned back in level H, okay? So we list the factors of A. In this case, it's gonna be 1 as 1, 1. And the factors of 2AB as either 2AB or 2BA. And we're gonna be able to find out which one we wanna go with, 2AB or 2BA. So let's see what we have as the B here. We have bracket 2A plus B. Always remember to include the sign as well, because this is really just 2a plus b when you open a bracket. So our goal is the combination of a and also the combination of c. When we split it out, we are able to get 2a plus b. So let's see. We split out c as 2a and b or 2b and a. Let's try 2a and b. If we put 2a and b over here, now let's do the cross multiplication. 1 times b is equal to b. 1 times a is equal to 2a. So then we add these two together, 2a plus b, we actually get 2a plus b, which is perfectly matching what our b is. So in this case, our factorization looked like 1 times x, let's erase this, okay, 1 times x plus 2a, okay, so this is our first factor, and then 1 times x plus b. That's our second factor. So it will be x plus 2a, x plus b. And that's how we do our factorization this way. Okay, so let's move on to the next question over here. We're going to try x squared plus 2x minus a times a plus 2. So similarly, we're going to split, all right? We're going to split the factors of x squared as 1. And then this one is our c. So our 1 is going to be 1, 1, right? This is our a. And our c, in this case, there is negatives and positives. How do we do that? So either we can do negative a plus 2, or we can do a and negative a plus 2. And let's take our b. What is our b? Our target b is 2, plus 2 as well, right? So let's see if we're able to get that. Okay. I'm going to be using, all right, I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to put this away. Let's try with 1 with negative a plus b. That multiplied together will give you negative a minus 2. And that multiplied together will give you a. Add them up together. A plus negative a minus 2 is going to be negative 2. And that's far away from our target neg plus 2. So that's not going to work. If that's not going to work, we are going to be using this folks over here. So let's see if we're able to do that. 1 times a plus 2 is a plus 2. 1 times negative a is negative a. Add them together, I have 2. Perfect. So which means that my factorization should look like 1 times x minus a, 1 times x plus a plus 2. So eventually x minus 2, x plus a plus 2. And that's our factorization. Okay, oh, my bad. A over here. Okay, next example over here. Very similar was what we did before, but instead of just a and b, we have y and we have two terms right here. So seems like it's a little bit more complicated, but the idea is the same. This is A, this is B, this is C. Split out our A, factorize our A as 1, 1, same thing, and factorize our C as y plus 6, y minus 1. Notice that I could actually have negative y plus 6 or negative y minus 1. So either way, I will be able to handle that. So let's see, our target is 2y plus 5. Let's use another color actually. 2y plus 5. Okay, that's our target. So let's try with our first combination. We will have 1 times y minus 1, which will be y minus 1. And 1 times y plus 6 will be y plus 6. Combine them together, it will be 2y plus 5. Perfect. So which means, very simple, I put an x here. My factorization will look like x plus y plus 6, x plus y minus 1. Okay, all right. All right, next question over here, very similar, but then we're just adding the negatives as well, right? We have our negative in place. So similarly, just like what I did over here, you can associate the negative with either term, but your goal is to find out if it actually matches B or not, okay? So it's quite straightforward. I'm not gonna be talking about this one. All right, let's see. Okay, nice. So we need double factorization for this example here. What I mean by double factorization is that before, for other questions, we have two factors that's already there, right? In this case, however, we see that we have a complete square, we have a quadratic equation over here. We have to factorize it first. So we need to factorize this folk over here to y plus 1 to y plus 3. Very easy as well. So for this one, again, this is our A, B, and C. We know that A will be 2 and 1, and we know our C can be split into 3 and 1. So then we would do 2x plus 3. No, in this case, it's 2y. 2y plus 3, and then y plus 1, right? So that matches what I over here. So in this case, we just have to double factorize it. And then if you're looking at this over here, you should be very familiar because this is what we talked about from last question, okay? So next we have, something a little bit more complicated. In this case, we need to pre-arranging everything. So what I mean by pre-arranging everything is that before all these questions, we have the B figured out for us, right? We have the 3y plus 4, we have the y plus 4 as B. In this case, it seems like I have to first factor out the B, factorize out the C. So it's a little bit more complicated. In this case over here, because our targeted factors is x squared, right? That's our target variable, right? So if you read from the instruction over here, it says arranging the expression in standard polynomial form with x as a variable. Sometimes you can arrange in other letters as variable, no problem at all, but that's some future knowledge, which is just in about 10 pages, you will know that too. You will need to decide on which factors you want to go with, which variables you want to go with. Do you want to go with x or do you want to go with y? In this case, we're going to go with x. But if you want to ask, can I go with y? 100%. But just for the demonstration purpose, we're going to go with x, okay? Now, how do we isolate our b? We see that, there's an x here, there's an x here. I have the 5y, I have the 6 out of that. So I will factorize that out, right? That's how I get the 5y plus 6x. And then this, it's just purely y and constant, which means that I can factorize it out as 2y plus 1, 3y plus 5 as well. So if any question, like how do we factorize it? You know what, do it step by step. First, factorize out the b, then factorize out the c. Because your goal, again, is going back to the ABC model. So you're able to factorize the whole big equation out, okay? All right, so these questions are pretty similar. We're gonna go to 36A. So 36A, let's see what is the trouble over here. So our trouble over here is that our factorization at the end, which in this case is the 4y squared plus 8y plus 4, we will need to factorize out even the number as well. In this case, we have the 4, so we put 4 here, y squared plus 2y plus 1, right? And then we factorize that part, which is just y plus 1 times y plus 1. In this case, is y plus 1 to the power of 2. That explains this case. And we did the same thing, factorize out the x. So we're gonna isolate the x and then 4y plus 4 like that. In a nutshell, we can also take out the 4 as well, so it becomes 4x y plus 1, right? So that's how we get this part. Then with that being said, our A, our B, our C. Let me quickly ask you guys a question. What is our B in this case? Is it 4x? Is it y plus 1? Or is it 4 times y plus 1? I pause the video, give you guys a little bit time to think about it, and let me know. All right, welcome back. In this case, since, remember, our B is the first degree coefficient, and what is our variable in this case? Is x squared, right? So anything outside of x will be our coefficient, which means in this case is 4y plus 1, right? That's our B. And our A, as usual, is just 1. Very simple. And our C, in this case, 4y plus 1 to the power of 2. And you'll be able to quickly factorize this, just like usual as well, okay? All right, next question over here. Okay, so we have the x squared, we have the y squared, you even have the z squared. So z looks like it's something, it's in our way. So again, in this case here, we wanted to arrange the expression based on your preference. It depends on either you wanted to do in y, either you wanted to do in x or z. Of course, it's the easiest way for us, well, up until now, is that we wanted to do factorization of as variable as x, right? If that's the case, we have the x squared over here. We have so many different noise over here. What I mean by noise is that we have the y squared, we have this square. Through them at the back, because that's not related to my, my x variable. Then I find out everything that has x in it. I have 2xy, I have 2zx. So what do I do with that? I will group them together. So let me rearrange everything for you. So this becomes 2xy plus 2zx. And remember, everything that I have through to the back. Plus y squared plus z squared plus 2yz. All right. So in this case here, if I wanted to isolate my x, I will have the x, the 2x, and y plus z. What is my b in this case? My b in this case is 2y plus z. That's my b, okay? And what is my a? My a is 1. And there we go. And what is my c? My c is y squared plus z squared plus 2yz. And smart you already know that this is just our y plus z to the power of 2, right? That's a complete square. So that's my c. And when you factorize it out, you will get y plus z to the power of 2, no problem. You will get your b, which is 2 times y plus z, and you will get your a, which is 1, okay? All right, moving on to the next question over here. So similarly, this question, instead of dealing with x, y, z, we have the x and y. We also have the numerical number, which is the constant as well. So again, we're going to do the same. We're going to use x as a variable. Everything that involved x, we're going to put together. In this case, the x is here. So which means I'm going to put x here, 3y plus 5, right? So that's my b, right? This guy is my b. And then I will have everything that's non-related to x through to the back. In this case, I will have 2y squared plus 8y plus 6. In this case, I can factorize the 2, 8, 6 with 2, and then y squared plus 4y plus 3. And very easy factorization for this, y plus 1, y plus 3. In order for me to factorize this really fast, right? Let's review. And well, if you guys need, let's review level H factorization. This should tell you that exactly how I come up with this answer so fast. All right, so that matches with the factorization part over here, and this match with the factorization here, and we have our target just like that. So notice that most of these continuous practices that the first step or even the second step becomes a little bit more complicated, and you just have to move along and then do a little bit more things. So then your factorization will show, okay? All right, last question that we're gonna talk about here is, let's see, this one we need to talk about. It's pretty simple though. It's pretty simple. So we just have to utilize the 3 properly. If you guys look at this question, it's very similar to our previous 37A, right? In this case, we just have to be a little bit smart with the 3. The 2 terms that result in that when multiplied and 4 times y plus 1 when added are this and this. You just split it into 3y plus 1 and then split it into y plus 1. It's pretty simple, okay? Alrighty, next question. This is the All right, this is the, oh, so this question, a little bit tricky here. Now my A is no longer 1. Notice that. My A is 2, but hey, it's the same thing, right? 2, 1 instead, or you can do 1, 2. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you would need to do -1, -2 to see the combination, which combination work. But then again, it's just before we're dealing with the B, we're dealing with the C. Now the A is starting to have a little bit issue, right? So you guys definitely know how to do that too. All right, with that being said, let me see if there's any examples that we need to talk about. That's pretty much straightforward. Let's talk about the last example that we have to do. So we have 2, 5, 3, 6, 7, 4. Everything that has x, the 6x and 5xy. Let's take the x out. So we have x, we have 5y plus 6, and that will be our B. Our A is 2, and our C will be 3y squared plus 7y plus 4. And how do I factorize this out quickly? Let's do 3, 1, and let's do 4, 1, 4, 3, and this is perfect. So 3y plus 4 and y plus 1. All right, as you can see, this is our factorization, and this will be our C. So now when I clean things up, I already have the model A, which is here. I have the model B, which is here, and I also have the model C over here. And then you will be able to factorize it, right? So how do I factorize it? Let's take out the 2 as our A, 2, 1, our factors, and then I can split out my 3y plus 4 and y plus 1, this guy here. So let's see. I need 5y plus 6. So if I put my 3y here, that's going to give you 6. That's too much. So I'm going to put my 3y here. 3y plus 4 here, and then y plus 1 here. And my target, like I'm going to put the target in, my target is 5y plus 6. So our goal is that no matter what, I'm going to be coming up with 5y plus 6 with this combination. So 2 times that is 2y plus 1. Oh, 2. 1 times that is 3y plus 4. And then combine them together, I have 5y plus 6. And perfect, I have 5y plus 6. And our factorization will look like 2x plus that and 1x plus that. Okay, so that summarizes from page 31 to page 40. Hopefully, if there's any questions, link below, or you can comment or like below. Let me know if you have any further questions that we can make more videos for you. Thank you.